Welcome to Curious Minds, where we dive into the untold stories behind the world's most iconic brands and inventions. We all recognize the name Mercedes-Benz. It's a name that instantly conjures images of luxury, innovation, and automotive excellence. We know the logo, that unmistakable three-pointed star, a symbol of engineering mastery and prestige. We know the luxury, the plush interiors, the smooth rides, the feeling of stepping into something truly special. But here's something you might not know. Something that might just surprise you the next time you see a Mercedes on the road. The name Mercedes didn't come from a famous engineer, a legendary inventor, or even from a car itself. It actually came from a 10-year-old girl. Yes, you heard that right. A child's name would go on to become one of the most recognized brands in the world. Let's rewind to the early 1900s, a time when the world was on the brink of a transportation revolution. Automobiles were just beginning to change the way people lived, worked, and traveled. The streets were filled with horse-drawn carriages, but the future was arriving on four wheels. And one Austrian businessman, Emil Jellinek, was absolutely fascinated by what these new machines could become. To Jellinek, cars weren't just mechanical contraptions. He saw them as the future of mobility, a way to connect people and places like never before. Jellinek soon partnered with Daimler-Motoren-Gesellschaft, or DMG, a German car maker already making waves in the industry. He believed their engines were fast enough to win races and set new records, if only the cars were designed with speed and performance in mind. So Jellinek made a bold and unusual offer to DMG. He said, "Design a new racing car exactly to my specifications. Make it faster, lighter, and more reliable than anything else out there. I'll fund the project, race the cars myself, and promote them across Europe. But there's one condition. You have to name the car after my daughter, Mercedes." Mercedes was not just his pride and joy, but a symbol of hope and inspiration for Jellinek. And remarkably, DMG agreed. The deal was struck, and history was set in motion. In 1901, the Mercedes 35 GP made its grand debut. It was a car that would change everything. It looked like nothing else on the road. Sleek, low, and powerful, it stood out among the boxy, awkward vehicles of its time. Sleek, powerful, elegant, and way ahead of its time. The Mercedes 35 GP was a true marvel of engineering and design. This car turned heads at every race, drawing crowds and admiration wherever it went. And it didn't just compete, it dominated, winning race after race and setting new standards for performance. Suddenly, Mercedes was no longer just a girl's name. It became synonymous with speed, innovation, and luxury. It became a symbol for innovation, speed, and style. Fast forward to 1926, and the story takes another dramatic turn. Two rivals, DMG and Karl Benz's company, the creator of the world's first practical automobile, decided to join forces, combining their expertise and ambitions. Together, they needed a name as powerful as their shared vision for the future of cars. So they merged their legacies and their names. The new brand, Mercedes-Benz, a name that would soon become legendary. The company's name honored Benz, the pioneer who built the first practical car, and Mercedes, the name that had already captured the world's imagination. But the product's name, the one you see on millions of cars today, came from a young girl, Mercedes Jellinek, whose name would travel the globe. She never built an engine, or drew a blueprint, or even imagined her name would one day be known on every continent. But her name would soon travel further than she ever could have dreamed, across highways and continents, on luxury cars in over 100 countries, becoming a symbol of aspiration and achievement. Sometimes, history is built on engines, gears, and innovation. And sometimes, it rides on a name that started with a little girl and became a legend. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe to Curious Minds for more fascinating journeys into the stories behind the world's most remarkable brands and inventions.